So here I have my first series BMW. It's a long story, but the main problem now is somehow, still don't know how, I found the diesel in oil. So basically engine oil mixes up with the diesel. So I have a couple of guesses, I still need to confirm them. So what I will do now, I'll remove that plastic, the cover. But what I will do now, I will remove all these plastics, panel filter, intake manifold, and check compression. But the thing is, those engines, they run on I think it's a 5.2 liters of engine oil, what's supposed to be in them, inside the engine. But what I found, in about 3 week time, I drain of the engine 10 liters almost, so to these buckets, which I think it's not really normal. So I borrow a compression tester for diesel engines of my friend, and we'll check the compression. So two guesses: one is a piston rings and one is a high pressure pump seal, which may leak. So if they are piston rings, it's a huge job to replace them. If it's just a high pressure pump seal, then it's not that bad and not that expensive, especially in time wise. So we'll see. But yeah, in engine originally have to have about what should fit, it's about one bucket, so 5 liters, 5.2. But I found in about 3-4 weeks time, in a month time, so somehow engine oil increase up to 10 almost 10 liters, and I even have a bit more, just I couldn't fit it here, so I have another bucket. So, and it smells, it also smells like not exactly like engine oil, but like engine oil mixed with the diesel. So, and also car uses a bit more diesel, and it slightly smokes as well. So my guess is somehow engine oil is mixing up with the diesel, so diesel leak is somewhere. I just hope it's not piston rings, because I already changed on that car a head gasket, all valve seals that had been schemed, and loads of other jobs which I've done with it. I delete the EGR, which works ideally. I also one load of space. You can see the blanks, so 1, 2, and a third is here in the blank. So yeah, I want a space, quite huge, because obviously the EGR cooler goes up to here, somewhere up to here, so I want quite a lot of space. Yeah, I'm really interested what that test is gonna show, because I already spent a lot of money on this car and I don't want to spend any more, to be honest. So yeah, I really hope it's a high pressure pump. If no, then probably piston rings. So yeah, we'll see. Otherwise the car is perfect for my needs, for my missus needs. So let's hope I will be able to fix it cheap. So what I did, I've removed the intake manifold, so I have a space to access the glow plugs. So I screwed in one of the adapters. There's my gauge, which shows 0. So what I will do, I will check the cylinder 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully results are similar and high, hopefully. Unfortunately I don't have anybody who can hold the camera, so I will have to turn it off and turn it on again and film it. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Fingers crossed. So yeah, I didn't make a video about the compressor test, how exactly I've done the compression, because I just don't have anyone who can hold my camera. But I had a problem also with that compression tester, the gauge, because it didn't hold the pressure. So basically, well, even you can see it now, it shows, supposed to show 0, but it shows, what is it, 5 bars. So almost 100 psi. So what it was, it should hold the pressure. So I mean, when I was checking the pressure compression, it was just jumping up and down, but it should just grow in the compression and stays until you release that valve and you release the basically the air. So yeah, I took it apart, tried to find the problem. I didn't find that spring, the tiny hole. So yeah, I think that was supposed to be in it. Spring, tiny ball, and O-ring seal. I couldn't find them. They're supposed to be here. I couldn't find them. But the guy who borrowed me that kit, he used this gauge, well, a couple of months ago or so, and it did work, but now it doesn't. So I don't know. So I borrowed a compression tester for diesel cars from another friend, which luckily worked. And yeah, the compression was about 23 bars up to 25 bars. So I will add some pictures on the video so you can see it too. It's a shame I couldn't take it on a video, but like I said, I didn't have anyone who can hold the camera. So yeah, all right. Yeah, so whenever you buy compression, buy tools like a compression tester, don't ever buy it cheap, because those cheap ones, they tend to fail quite often. I had a petrol engine compression tester which I bought on eBay, which cost me, I don't remember, £25 or something, but the first time I needed to use was almost after a year since I bought it, and it just didn't work. But it was a bit too late to send it back. So yeah, whenever you buy a tool, make sure you get the proper stuff, at least some Sealy or something. Yeah, and the other compression tester which I was using, it was also bought on eBay, but it was a bit bigger kit and looked a bit better, and it worked perfectly. So yeah. There's the leak on the seal. So I managed to get the pump back on, so you can see it. The screw which goes on the back of the pump sprocket, it torques up to 65 Newton meters. That's what I found in the manual, so be careful not to tighten up. And also I use a thread lock, so it's the same screw from the pump which I bought. Obviously I use my original one. So you want to clean the thread, and you want to put some thread lock on it, and that bolt torques up to 65 Newton meters. So yeah, but be careful not to over torque or yeah. So the glow plugs, yeah, you can see my glow plugs. I'm gonna use the same glow plugs because they were good. They were brand new, well, a couple of months ago when I done some other jobs with the car, which I mentioned before. So I'm using that paste, which is not really paste, it's more like a ceramic grease, so they don't burn in. So you see, like a white paste. So yeah, and I'm gonna torque glow plugs. Well, usually they say you have to torque them up to 15 to 20 Newton meters. So I'm gonna use around 19, and that will be plenty enough. So I'm gonna use that torque range because I don't want to over torque them, or yeah. So yeah. What's left is glow plugs. Then I will do the intake manifolds, obviously. So 1, 2. Yeah, I just made that it's gonna be a trolley, a heavy duty trolley for engines for the garage where I work. So I'm gonna use some wheelies, 6mm plate on the top, mild steel, and it's gonna be a really heavy duty. So yeah, but that's another story. So yeah, glow plugs, so 3 and 4. So yeah, and we'll torque them down up to 15 to 20, but I'm gonna use 19 Newton meters. So yeah, so there it is. So my pump originally is that one, so it was leaking through that seal. So through that seal, and when I left the pump full with diesel overnight, upside down, well, in that position, and check it in the morning, it was all wet around the seal. So I think it also proved the seal was leaking. So I went to BMW to ask them for that new replacement seal. What they told me, they can only sell me a whole new high pressure pump, which is obviously almost half the price of a car. I believe there's something around 800 pounds up to maybe 1200 pounds, who knows. But still, I had a friend who's dealing with the parts. He sold me this pump. It's from a low mileage car. He said it's something like 90,000 miles or something. So yeah, and I'm gonna put that pump on today, which I will try to show later, but we'll see how it goes. Another thing, when you ever buy high pressure pumps, always check for metal bits inside the sensor. So always remove that sensor. So I unscrewed it already, so there's only 2 screws holding. So, and always check that pump over here for any metal bits inside. I will try to put a picture of the same sensor, the same pump, which was basically a first pump which I have in this car. I had the whole entire fuel tank covered in metal bits, the whole entire fuel system, injectors. I will try to put those pictures on, maybe even take a video, separate video with more about it. But yeah, like I mentioned, I spent a lot of money on this car, so that was the original fault with it when I just bought the car. So I fixed it, and now the high pressure pump is leaking. So yeah, always check those sensors. It's easy to remove them, easy to put them back. So there's the seal, so nothing that difficult. So just plug it back in. There's the screws, screw them back in, and that's it. So, but you're gonna secure yourself with a pump which may be worn out. Yeah, like I said, I may take another video with a pump, because the first pump which failed on with those metal bits, I took the pump apart and that shaft, and it looked really unbelievable, to be honest. And most of the guys who I know who's working with the cars, they were surprised how it's even possible, but it happens sometimes. So yeah, I will try to make a video about it, maybe too. Yeah, so we'll fit that pump on and see how it goes. But it should be everything's fine. I mean, if that pump was leaking, so that seal was leaking on that pump, so that should resolve my problem. Alright, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, so there it is, all up and running. So yeah, on the end what I did, I just changed the high pressure pump, obviously, and put it all back together. So that's what it was. Yeah, before we put any plastics back on, I was going to check is it definitely running, and also any faults, which I'm reading now. So yeah, I'm reading now the whole entire system, but I checked the engine for a fault. There was no faults, and even now we can see yeah, we can see now 0 fault codes. So yeah, which is good. I just want to check the whole entire system to be sure There's no any brake problem, IBS or anything else, but obviously it shouldn't be because the car was in a good condition even before. Yeah, and as you can see about a car, what I told you, it's pretty good. So it has a sat nav, electric mirrors, memory seats. So that was the reason why even from the beginning I started to spend the money on it. But yeah, like I mentioned, I spent quite a lot. So yeah, high pressure pump. Yeah, the mileage is 152,000 miles, but it's quite a lot, I know, but still, yeah. So what else I can say? That's pretty much it. We'll take another video when it's all been done. All the plastics are going to be back in the place, just to show it starts and stops and starts and stops. And yeah, oh yeah, also that car have a start and stop system, which I'm not really fan of it, but yeah, anyway. All right, so now all the plastics are back in the place. There's obviously all of them in the airbox. So yeah, you're not gonna see it on the video, I guess, but trust me on the word, it has now maximum up to here. Where's my nail? You can't see my nail either. So yeah, it's up to maximum, so I'm gonna watch it closely in a close couple of days, especially to be sure nothing pops up again. Let me try to start again. Put the dipstick back in. Obviously preheat the glow plugs. All runs as it should. Come on, I'm going to show you. Check controls, all okay, good. Service, well, obviously everything's good because I'm the one who's looking after the car. Oil level, it shows over maximum. I don't know why, but obviously it's not over maximum, but I'm gonna keep eye on it. And well, I'm quite lucky because I always check all the oils and all the liquids, especially the engine oil. So I just can't imagine if I wouldn't be the one who's looking after the engine oil so closely and maybe so desperately every, I don't know, couple of days, then I would realize later and it will be too late. Because obviously if the car increases the well, Dieselinoil level, well, basically engine oil level, if it increase up to 10 liters, almost double what it should be in a couple of week time, so what's gonna happen after a couple of months? So we can only guess, but nothing good obviously. So yeah, but no, otherwise cars run. Runs all good. Runs all good. Yeah, I'm gonna try to show as much as possible on the video, but I'm gonna try to show, yeah, all the compression tests, how much we showed in the pictures, probably, because let me just turn that off. I hate to listen to diesel sound. So yeah, I'm gonna try to show everything in the pictures, the compression test, how much compression it shows. I'm not exactly 100% sure what it should be, but yeah, 25, 23, that was in my engine. So yeah, now I'm gonna have to run to Euro car parts and BMW dealer, and the reason is that beauty, my car basically, because that first series is my missus. So my car had yesterday when we came from quite a long trip, my missus, she was driving it and she hit a pothole, and one of the front left wheel ABS sensors fail, so I'm gonna have to go and get a new sensor again, because I replaced the rear one in I don't know, 6 months ago. So now it's a front sensor, so I'm gonna have to go to Euro Car Parts to get some supplies for my work van, which is a servicing basically, and BMW dealer to get a sensor. I never buy and never recommend to buy anybody sensors like MAF sensors, camshaft, crankshaft sensors, camshaft or crankshaft sensors, and any basically sensors off eBay or anywhere else, because they don't last. Trust me, we tried many times, and some of my friends who I recommend not to use them, they anyway bought them because they were obviously 3 times cheaper, but it's never end up well. They run for a day, week, maybe if you're lucky, but they fail anyway. So spend more money. Yeah, like I say, there is a say, you get what you pay for. So yeah. Right, that's all been done. My first series, my missus first series actually. But yeah, all right, we'll try to make this video all together and show you all, guys, because yeah, the reason why I decided to take that video was because when I was looking for engine oil increase or diesel in engine oil, I only found in Google and only some other cars. There's only one BMW with similar problem, but there was something else wrong with it. I don't remember exactly what, but that was X5, and it was pretty old video, but the guys. So yeah, I hope it's going to be interesting for you, because that was pretty interesting for me too, because that's the second problem with this car which I have, which is quite rare. The first one was, like I mentioned, the high pressure pump failed. The first one, when I got this car, the first pump, so that's the third pump already. So the first pump failed, and when I just bought the car, spares or repairs, it just worn out basically. But if you're interested, I'm gonna make another video and show what I've done. Obviously I had a lot of pictures and how it looked, how the injectors look, what I've done with the injectors, how the pressure pump looked from inside, what wear out exactly, and how bad was it. But it was pretty horrible, to be honest. I believe that not many guys will fix a car with that kind of a problem, such a big problem. And head gasket has been schemed, valves, seals replaced. So yeah, all right, see you guys, cheers.